Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. Tottenham fans, here's your first look at Xavi Simons in action under Thomas Frank. From instant leadership to dazzling skills and a stunning volley in training, Spurs' new number 10 is already making his mark at Hotspur Way. Xavi Simons got to work in his first training session under Thomas Frank and his Tottenham coaches, and there was plenty to be spotted on the Hotspur Way pitches. The 22-year-old Dutchman completed his £52 million move from RB Leipzig towards the end of the transfer window, only to then head off on international duty with new Spurs teammate Mickey van der Ven. It was a relatively quiet fortnight for him for the Netherlands, as he played 79 minutes on the right in the disappointing 1-1 draw at home against Poland on Thursday night, and then watched on unused from the bench as his country won 3-2 in Lithuania on Sunday. On Xavi's return to England, it was time to quickly settle into life at his new club, as he was soon out on the pitches at Hotspur Way with his Spurs teammates and working with Frank and his coaching staff. Here are 5 things we spotted in the foreground and background of the footage from Xavi's first training session in Enfield. As is a custom at Tottenham, the academy players joining in first team sessions sit on the benches in a row in the corridor, as everyone puts on their boots to head out to training. The first team players often go along them, slapping hands and making them feel welcome ahead of the session. Even though it was his own first session, Xavi also made a point of going along the wide-eyed youngsters and saying hello before sitting amongst them. Among the youngsters involved was 18-year-old attacking midfielder Dan Batty, who signed from Manchester City in February this year, along with Yusuf Akamrich, as well as academy regulars in first-team training such as Dante Casanova. Xavi walked out for the session with his fellow Dutchman Van der Ven with a big grin on his face and went through the early warm-up paired up with the rapid centre-back. It might be his first session, but Xavi is an old hand, having burst onto the scene as a 17-year-old at PSG after a high-profile move from Barcelona as one of the game's wonder kids. That has caused him to grow up quickly, and he was seen as one of the vocal players at Leipzig, and that much was clear in his first Spurs session. The 22-year-old was constantly calling for the ball, telling those on it to wait before picking the pass and dishing out instructions whenever he felt it was right to do so, including pointing where the player should send the ball after he had cushioned it back to them. He set up Dane Scarlett for a couple of chances and could be heard telling the striker at one point to finish, finish. With coach Matt Wells leading this session, the experienced coach could be heard dishing out plenty of instructions and praise, and in one moment he made it clear what will be expected of Xavi. Young Spurs starlet Akamrich got the ball down the left and was told by Wells to find Xavi. When the ball arrived at the Dutchman's feet, the Tottenham coach shouted, "Go on Xavi, you create whatever you want." The newcomer spread the ball wide, and the move ended with a goal for Dane Scarlett, which brought applause from Xavi and the others. It was just a little snapshot of a moment, but as the team's only fit and available number 10, it's clear that Frank and his coaches will want the new signing to bring the creativity, and he will be given more license to roam and carve out opportunities for others. Xavi operated mainly through the centre in the footage shown, coming over to the left, but also did get down that flank a couple of times before putting the ball into the 6-yard box. For a player who came through Barcelona's La Masia academy and has that Dutch upbringing, Xavi's touch and technique is near flawless. His ability to cushion fast passes with his instep, or even his chest with one high cross, is clear, and his quick flicks and spins to get away from his marker, which was often up to the busy Casanova to have to deal with. He spanned the Spurs Academy product at one point before linking up with fellow new arrival Randall Kolo Muani, who has been in training for a few days, as he was not called up to the France squad for their games this month. Xavi also scored a beautifully executed, volleyed lob over goalkeeper Antonin Kinski, which drew praise from Wells and applause from others. It may only have been during this particular session, but Kolo Muani appeared to be playing off the left at points during it, with Xavi feeding him the ball down that flank. That's maybe because of the absence of the various players who play down the left, with them not being back from international duty yet. But it is worth pointing out that Frank did mention about the Frenchman playing down the flanks, before saying he also plays through the middle. When first speaking about signing him, Dele Alli's comeback dream takes another hit. After being released by Como, one of his big championship lifelines has already closed. Is this the end of the road for the former Spurs star? Former Tottenham Hotspur star Dele Alli has been hit with another setback, as one of his 3 potential transfer options seems to have been ruled out. The ex-England midfielder's future is in doubt after his contract with Como was terminated last week. The 29-year-old joined the Serie A team on an 18-month deal in January, hoping to rejuvenate his stuttering career. However, the move quickly turned sour when he was shown a red card less than 10 minutes into his debut for manager Cesc Fabregas' side in March. Dele was sent off following a reckless tackle on Ruben Loftus-Cheek during Como's defeat to AC Milan at the San Siro. He was subsequently released from the club by mutual consent after being informed that he was not in their plans for the upcoming season. Since then, reports have surfaced linking Dele with a move to 3 championship clubs: Wrexham, who are owned by Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, Birmingham City and West Brom. But one of these options now seems to be off the table after Wrexham manager Phil Parkinson revealed the likely candidate to fill his remaining squad vacancy. Parkinson initially named 24 players out of a possible 25 for his squad list for the 2025-26 season, leaving 1 spot open for a potential free agent signing. This sparked speculation that Dele could be offered a lifeline by making a move to North Wales. However, Parkinson has revealed that midfielder Ollie Rathbone is expected to fill that position as he approaches a comeback from an ankle problem picked up during the club's pre-season trip to Australia and New Zealand. Rathbone was Wrexham's standout performer last season, as they secured their 3rd successive promotion from League One, and Parkinson believes he can be pivotal once more in their current campaign. "I think Ollie is closing in," Parkinson told the Leader newspaper. "I just wanted to make sure Ollie got through this week in training, and the signs are looking positive, and he'll be back in a couple of weeks. We need Ollie back. He's a key player for us. He was instrumental for us last year. He's a player who has played in the Championship. First year did well, second one was a difficult one at Rotherham because they had a very weak squad. But he's played at this level, and when he signed for us, he was determined to get back into the Championship. His start to the season has been curtailed, but obviously he's a very naturally fit player, and the sooner we get him back involved in football, the better. His energy and his quality. I can't wait to get Ollie back out with us." The choice to feature Rathbone marks another chapter in Dele's troubled career. He was formerly hailed as one of the Premier League's brightest prospects during his spell at Spurs, but has found regular game time hard to come by following his exit from the club in 2022. Dele, who boasts 37 England caps, has experienced a downturn in his career following unsuccessful spells at Everton, Besiktas, and most recently Como. Initial reports suggested he was contemplating retirement after a disappointing stint in Italy, but these rumours were subsequently refuted. In a previous interview, he candidly discussed how childhood trauma, addiction issues, and mental health struggles have impacted his career. While Dale's next professional move remains uncertain, he disclosed last year that his goal is to secure a spot in the England squad for the 2026 World Cup as he eyes a return to international football. In an April 2024 interview with Sky Sports, he said, "You know you can set reminders on your phone. I have a reminder at 11 o'clock every day that says World Cup 2026. That's my aim for now. I think that people will be like, he hasn't played in a year, but I don't care. I know my level. The only target I have is the World Cup right now. Obviously I'm injured and contracted to Everton, and so my mind is just about taking it day by day and making sure my injury is healed and that I'm in the best possible condition after the summer."